The women's basketball team played in the Division III championship against the Green Bay Wisconsin Community College, and they won.
Hey.
Yeah. Dr. Wayne Roundtree has a transfer day in the Student Center on March 5th with 22 colleges and universities. So students concerning transfer opportunities. She also has a scholarship day scheduled for March 25th. Phi Theta Kappa and the Red Cross had its biannual blood drive in the Student Center on the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th of February. And they collected March. And they collected 97 pints of blood altogether. The student government also elected 3 new senators at large: David Villalobos, Mohammed Hashim, and Priscilla Prado. And they represent all the students that are not involved in clubs and stuff like that, and organizations. So they represent the whole student population in the General Session Assembly, the Senate. Westchester Community College students have also been the recipients of awards such as Phi Theta Kappa, All USA Academic Team. 2 students were nominated, and also for the Student Chancellor Award, 8 in total. The American Jewish Friendship Club guest speaker talked about Jews in China in the library and media room. It was very educational. A lot of students showed up and gave a history of the Holocaust and things of that nature. The SGA approved the purchase of 2 computer kiosks, one in the library to help students sign up to take the placement examination to make the process more efficient, and the second one in the science building to help students access school information. And onto the resolutions. The student government has one resolution coming up, which is the one-page one, that involves the FSA decision. I'm going to read the resolution. Whereas the FSA had passed a proposal that decentralizes student government, which in turn nullifies the student constitution for the incoming scholastic year, automatically usurps the decision-making ability from both the Constitution Committee and the Budget Committee, and denies the senators the right to vote on decisions concerning allocation of student activity fees. The FSA decision, whereas the FSA decision reallocates student activity fees, which until this decision has always been under the jurisdiction of student government, without student awareness or legitimate participation. Whereas, according to the student handbook, the student government will determine, this is from the student handbook, the student government will determine the distribution of student activity fee within designated areas approved by the President and Board of Trustees. Whereas, the student government is not in favor of this proposal because it does not take student issues, interests, views, nor the passion for the self-governing student body into account. Be it resolved that the Student Government Association supports the efforts to reverse the decision made by the FSA Board concerning the decentralization and reallocation of student activity fees. Supports the efforts to empower students to self-govern the Student Government Association. So
I'd like to point out to everyone that Carlos gave us a copy of that beforehand, so we had a chance to read it.
So we would like the students to be able to decide what happens with their student activity fees. We pay for them, and we, as students, feel that we should be able to have a say on how those activity fees are being distributed. At this moment, I'd like to hand over the floor to some of the students to come and say something.
Sure.
So,
Sure.
don't be scared, guys.
I understand that I am a former student. I'm a graduate of this institution, so I stood where you stand a long time ago.
You want this?
Someday maybe sitting here. So.
You want to
Let
record
me
it?
know what's going on. Let me know what you think.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Ellen Harvey-Soon, a Vice President of the Student Government. At the last FSA meeting, a proposal was voted on, which completely remodeled the structure of the student government and reallocated student activities fees. From the beginning, it has always been under the jurisdiction of the student government to distribute and allocate the student activities fees in a budget. The budget is recommended by the Budget Committee, made up of students, and then it is sent to the senators of clubs, and then they vote on it. Also, with the structure of the student government, the Constitution Committee deals with that. Every year, students feel that changes need to be made with the Constitution in terms of improving certain positions on the e-board and what students can do and cannot do with the student government. So those changes are made annually when students feel the need to do so. And that has to do with the structure of the student government. Now, the proposal totally took that away, basically. It restructured the student government so that coming this September, the structure of the student government, the way it is right now, it is not going to be like that in September. Now, the issue with students is that none of the students were aware of this. None of the students were aware of this. Any major decisions that the student government, meaning the executive board of the student government, makes, it has to be decided by students first. It has to go to the Senate and voted on in terms of the budget, meaning the allocation of students' fees, and the structure of the student government through the Constitution Committee. So students were left out of this decision, and students would like to have their opinions heard on this decision before it is made final.
Question, aren't there 3 student representatives on the FSA?
Yes.
Even though there are 3 student representatives on the FSA, considering, yes, it's about with faculty, administration and students, however, the faculty and administration do outnumber the students' voice on the FSA board.
Did the students on the FSA vote for this proposal or vote against it?
No. Sorry to interrupt. I was the president for FSA. I was the elected president for Faculty Student Association. And as far as we are concerned, we didn't vote for this decision. This was taken on the floor and was under discussion, and finally they decided to vote on it. So we, in protest, I resigned as a president for Faculty Student Association, and we and other e-board members, we walk out from the meeting.
So all of these student members to the FSA resigned and walked out?
Yeah, 2 members were there. We resigned, and 2 e-board members were with us. The rest of the other members, as far as my knowledge is concerned, they were abstained in the decision-making process.
I'm trying to find out the facts. Did all the student members resign and walk off? Carlos, you said you were there?
Yes, I was there. I believe that the reason some of them didn't walk out is because they were confused and they didn't know.
I'm not asking
No,
you.
no,
I
no.
wasn't going.
No, no,
I'm
no.
just trying to find out what happened.
Yes.
So you were there,
Yes.
okay, there are 3 student members, correct, to the FSA?
There's 7.
7, okay, you walked out as a member, who else walked out as a member?
I did, I'm also a
Two.
member of the FSA board.
No one else, so 2 walked out and 5 remained? So 5 voted for this?
No.
Two were newly elected. That
No,
was.
The same day they were
I'm trying to
elected.
find out what happened. I'm not, motivation is not, Carlos, please, sir, you'll get your chance, I promise. Carlos, just trying to figure out what happened.
I want to ask some questions, please.
All right, just trying to find out the facts. I'm not going to I'm trying to find out the facts in the process. I'm not going to motivation, all right, and I'm not going to the issue itself. I'm just trying to get the facts. I mean, if you're speaking for students and you feel you're speaking for all the students, you know, one of the things that I would like to know is that if there are a number of students who voted for this, that were either elected or appointed to that board, why did they vote for this? As a student, I wouldn't have voted for it, but I'm not a student anymore.
I'd like to back
So
up.
how many, Carlos, if you could, so two of the elected members, or 2 of the appointed members left,
Yes.
and the other 5 stayed?
Five stayed.
The other 5 stayed and voted for it, or did they abstain?
Of the 5 students eligible to vote at the FSA meeting, 3 voted yes with 1 abstention, and the remaining student voted no as far as and I'm trying to determine whether that's factual or not.
So 3, so that's less than half the number that are.
Students.
I also have a question. Is it or isn't it true that Adam Frank and Wendell Mims and Dean Marina have been discussing the FSA proposal with the ex-board for several months now, and the ex-board chose not to bring it to the SGA floor? Is that true or not?
No, that's not true. Because we have been talking with, I was the person who had a talk with Dean Rena. And I told her that, we should bring this to the student senate. Right? And unfortunately, after this we came from this break and we didn't had we just had one general session meeting. And in that general session meeting,